Hi everyone, it's Wendy Spanish Crafter. My little pile of offcuts is getting rather large again, so I've got all these pieces here that are a few inches wide but the length of A4 paper. They're what I offcut when I'm doing my inserts for the cards. So I need to get making some more little booklets to slot into journals. So I've got all these papers here and I've got lots of offcuts of card, because making mats for the cards you end up again cutting an A4 piece of card into square pieces, so you get all these offcuts of strips. So I'm going to make quite a few little books. Here's one that I have done. So they just have 5 or 6 pieces of paper in. So they could just slot nicely into a pocket like that, and that looks nice. So I shall get my bits together and come back to you. Okay, I've got my bits together now. The first one I'm going to do is just with the coloured front, so that it doesn't need any decoupage on. And what we need to do is just score it in half. So it's just over 30. So I'll score it on the middle line there on my scoreboard. Burnish the fold. And then I'm going to round the corners. I like the corners rounded, especially if you're slotting it in the back of a pocket. It just helps it slide in a little bit better. And this one is about 3 3/4 inches or just under 10 centimetres. And then I'm going to fold the papers. I've got, how many have I got here? 4, 5, 7 pieces of paper here. So I'm just going to fold those in half. It will be a little bit more difficult punching those. Yeah, that's okay. I don't need to cut any off the paper. So I'm just going to get a clip. Excuse the wobble on the camera because I have them clipped to my camera stand. And I've inherited one of these little tiny punches, hole punch, and I just love it. I've been wanting one for quite a while, but I couldn't find one with a small enough. Now I'm punching the hole. Yeah, this is the front. It's slightly long, very slightly longer at the front. So I'm punching the hole just on the front side of the crease. Can you see that? Let me just stand up. Can you see where the punch is there? It's very hard to see. So it's not right on the crease, it's just to the front of it. It's quite stiff to punch, but, and the same on this side. And this one is going to be tied. Let me just get some twine, because I was using like garden string, but with the hole punch it is more difficult to get it through, because the holes aren't quite big enough, as my string's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to go in through that one, out through that one, then the whole the bow can be on the front. All fingers and thumbs this morning. You may have noticed I've had my nails taken off. I had them taken off last week or the week before, and obviously now underneath my nails are a bit weaker. And yesterday I was at a class at the shop and I caught my nail on the die cutting machine. Oh my god, it ripped it right the way down. I meant to put a plaster on this when I was upstairs and I forgot. I keep catching it and it's so sore. But I didn't want to keep the nails on any longer because I've had them on for, golly, over a year, and I just thought that was long enough. I'm tying a knot in that, and then I'm going to put it in a bow. You could always put a dangle on there as well. Let's just trim that piece off. So that is one. I'm not putting anything on the front of that because it's obviously patterned. See, I've pulled the bow undone now. Patterned paper, I don't think it needs it. You could put a label on or even decoupage it up. Right, the next one, I've got some more strips of paper here, and this is just plain white card. So I'm going to use that. I don't even have to score this because it's quite thin card. And I'm going to round my corners. Now I'm going to staple this one in the middle. So I'm only going to use 1, 2, 4, 5 pieces of paper. And I'll probably have to trim a little bit off this. So I'll trim about 1 centimetre off, then it's not hanging down the bottom. Fold those in half. Put them into the fold of the card. Clip them on and use my little stapling tool. Turn it round that way. Now I've drawn a line on mine so that I can line up the fold in my card to the correct place. Oh, that's gone in quite well. Fold this side, sorry, line this side up. So I'll get 2 staples in. They're a great little tool, these staplers, if you can find one. I don't know if Offcut still make them. So that's the book, and we're just going to decoupage it up. And I've got some music paper I'm going to use as a base. I'm just going to tear this. And I need to take a little bit off the bottom as well, I think. Ink the edges, because I like inked edges. Very rough. Glue. I bought these bottles off Amazon, 2 in a pack, because I can't get the sugar, whatever bottles they're called, what people use. And me and my friend, we both suffer with a bit of arthritis, and she's finding it difficult as well, squeezing her glue bottle. So I got her some as well, and they're quite good. They're easier to squeeze together, and the nozzle is quite fine on them as well. Not as fine as like this one, but it's quite good. Right, so I need to decorate these little bits up here. I've also got some of this paper that I paint with some metallic water paints I got in cheapest chips in the China shop. So I'm just going to put a couple of those on. Nothing fancy. I think people find decoupage like this very therapeutic. I love doing it. You can just put pieces anywhere. And I'm going to get my little pouches out from the side of me with all my fussy cuts in and words. Oops. Stick that one down there. A good press. Right, let's see whose file we grab first. This is Tracy Fox, Bits and Bobs. Let's pull a few bits out. Right, let's use a playing card. These are one of Tracy's older kits, I think. What are they called? Tiny embellishments. And stick that one on. We'll find a butterfly. Oh, there's some bugs here as well. This is from Entomology Labels. That'll do as well. Got variations in the little shoebox of my little mini books. Butterflies and birds, and so I'm sure when I'm making a journal, there'll be something suitable. I love these little tags of Tracy's as well, these little tiny ones. They're from Tiny Tags and Words kit. Just love them. In fact, I've got a project I'm going to do for my next make video using these as well. So that'll be next week's. So where should we put that one there? And now we want some words. In fact, these are Tracy's definition labels. I wonder if there's anything suitable with bugs. In fact, that's just sort of handwriting on that one. So I'll stick that one on. Yeah. And then like a nice phrase or quote. Let's see what we've got here. This is from Clarity Stamp in the UK. Let's just use one day at a time. I'm going to cut that and ink it as well, because it's very, very white. So I'll put one piece here and one piece at the top. In fact, I know what I should have done. They are sticky, but I do feel that the stickiness wears off. So I'm just going to put some glue. Let's see if I can get that one off. Yeah, put some glue on them. So that's another one done, ready. Great way of using your strips of paper. I have done one. Let me just get the others out that I've already made. Those out the way. I've done one sideways on like that, because I cut some of the strips of paper and that was the piece I cut off for this shorter book. So I thought use that for a little booklet as well, and there's some robins on, so that can go into a Christmas journal. So 3 more plain ones here, so they're good. And then there's those I've put birds on the front. So that's one way of using your strips of paper if you make cards like I do and you end up with the long strips like this. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I shall see you next time. And I'd love you to press the subscribe button and let me know if you make anything like this, and leave a comment and I'll come and have a look. See you next time. Bye.